Hey guys, welcome back. We are in the day 3 of AOC 2025 and now we are going to launch the Splunk basics. Where did you SIEM? So yeah, Splunk basics did you SIEM is the lab that we are going to do in this day 3. So let's tap and open the room, and this is how this room looks like. Oh, this is the symbol, and learn how to ingest and pass custom log data using Splunk. So we are going to use the Splunk. There is a mission here. You can see this is a deployable mission, and I'm just starting that, and let's read these. We do have two videos. I'm not gonna read those. So yeah, it's about Christmas in Werribee. So, and the team of the best festive company TBFC is busy preparing for the big celebration. Everything is running smoothly until the SOC dashboard flashes red. A ransom message suddenly appears. There is some kind of a ransomware attack occurred, and we need to investigate as a SOC analyst, right? So yeah, we are using the SIEM tool Splunk here for the investigation, and for this environment, you just need. Do I need to start the attack box today? There will be no need to start your attack box today, and you just need to start your virtual mission today. Yes, and is there a direct link available? Yes, and you do have a direct link available here, right? So you can just click that. As you can see, it's 502 bad gateway. That means it may be and server record, right? So yeah, I think the IP will show in 4 seconds. So in the meantime, I think I just need to connect to the open VPN. I don't know. So let me refresh this. So yeah, we get the IP. Let me first copy the IP, and we do have a direct link also. So let me try to browse. So I have successfully, I successfully have access to Splunk instance. No, I don't have access. So I'm just clicking here again, and now I do have access. I think yeah, we are now logging into the Splunk. So you just don't need to use any OpenVPN or any other connection. You can just directly get into Splunk by clicking the link once your mission gets started. Okay, so this mission will take about 2 to 3 minutes to fully boot. So that's something that you need to know, and you need to wait. If you get a 502 error when accessing the link, please give the Splunk instance more time to fully boot up. So we just give some time, and it's now booted up, and we have access to the Splunk instance. And now we can move to the task 2, where we are going to explore the logs by clicking the search and reporting option. You can just enter index equal to main in the search bar and change the time to all time. And let's do this. Here is our search and reporting. I'm just clicking that. And now we have an search option here. You can just enter index equal to main here. So let me enter that properly, and you just need to change the time to all time to get all the logs. And here we do have 18,744 events available, and let's move on. And here you can see it's about source tape field. After running the query, we will be presented with the two separate data sets that have been pre-ingested into Splunk. We can verify this by clicking on the source tape field. So you can see by clicking the source tape field, you can see there will be two values, which is one of them will be web traffic, which has a lot of counts, like 17,000 plus counts, and the second one will be firewall logs, which has 1,000 plus counts. So yeah, so you can see there will be initial triage and visualizing the logs, timeline, and lots of queries helping us to get the answer fastly will be available in these descriptions. So you can just check it by yourself. I'm not gonna check that as of now. Some of them will also include answers, so that's why they hide that here. You can see. So let's directly move to the questions. So what is the attacker IP found attacking and compromising the web server? We just need to find the attacker IP which is compromising the web server. So attacker IP. So you will be able to get the attacker IP from the left side. We do have a client IP which seems to be the attacker IP, I think, because there will be counts like more than 7,000. The rest of the IPs are a lesser number of counts, while this one has big number of count. So that is why I suspect that, and that may be the answer. Yeah, that's it. So which day was peak traffic in the logs? So we just need to answer according to this format. So peak traffic in the logs, we just need to find the day which has the peak traffic. So we can just select the interesting fields to find the day where it has peak traffic. Yeah, you can also read the description to get how you can just solve these kinds of things, like you sorting from firewall logs and a lot of other informations will be available. So we just need to get the day, right? So how we can get the day, like in year, month kind of format. So we can just look for the descriptions available here. You can see it's about client IP. This is what we answered before. And now we just need to get the day. I'm just scrolling. Everything is hidden. So I hate reading all of these. So which day was the peak traffic in the logs? So peak traffic, maybe we can select, we just get the IP, right? So this is our attacker IP, right? So I'm just selecting that, and we just need to find the day which has peak traffic, right? So let's search for the day, and there will be Sunday which has a peak traffic. I was able to found, but the format is like Y by year, month, and date. And I think there will be timestamps. Yeah, we get the time, and the question is about finding the day, right? So let me look for the day. It seems to be Sunday, right? Sunday is usually holiday, right? So that day has peak traffic, right? So we just need to answer according to the format, like the year, month, and day. Yeah, we were able to get that. We just selected the day, which seems to be Sunday, has a lot of traffic, right? So, and after that, we just click the time, and we were able to get more values, like three of them. The count is three here, and this seems to be the answer, right? So, this has more count. So, this has peak traffics. What is the count for average user agent event found in the log? So, we just need to found the count for average user agent. So we can just search for user agent, and we just need to click Havich, and the count here is 203. So this is the count. No, oh my god. So I think I just need to eliminate rest of this Sunday. Let me eliminate the Sunday, and let me view the user agent with the count, which has now 993. So that may be the answer. Yeah, that's it. So we were able to get the answer simply by eliminating the useless contents from the search. So how many path traversal attempts to access sensitive files on the server were observed? We just need to find the path traversal attempts. So in the description, I think I just get a query to get the path traversal attempts. Let me look for that in the description. And I think here it is. So this seems to be the path traversal. So here is our query. So this is the search query that you need to search to get the answer. Like you just need to see, you can see the client IP is redacted. So that means you just need to get give the client IP at that particular position. So we know that client IP here, right? So I'm just eliminating the index equal to main, and I'm just copying the client IP from there to here. and I'm just eliminating this useless client IP at the end. Now I'm just searching that, and now we were able to get two of them. And according to the question, so how many pad traversal attempts to access sensitive files on the server were observed? We just need to find the pad traversal attempts. So which will be in the count, right? So let me check for path, and there will be two of them here, but that is not the answer. So let me put the previous command, and let me check the path. Here we can see I have 17 of them, but this doesn't feels like a path traversal. And here it is. I got the count here. Count from here. It's 658 is the count. For path traversal attack usually begins with dot dot slash, right? And the count is 658, right? So how many path traverse attempts to access sensitive files on the server? So according to me, I just searched like this, and we were able to find the count for path traversal attack, because the path traversal attack usually starts with dot dot slash, and the count is 658. So our answer is 658, I think. Yeah, that's it. So examine the firewall logs. How many bytes were transferred to the C2 server IP from the compromised web server? So we just need to examine the firewall logs. So for that, you can click the source tape. I think there will be web traffic. So I think we are analyzing the firewall logs right now. How many bytes were transferred to C2 server? So you do have a hint available. Use the sum command to get the cumulative result. So to get the bytes, you just need to use the sum command. I think you'll be able to get how, the description of how you can use the sum command from here. Let me check that. I don't know if I missed. Unfortunately, I could not find any kind of sum command. Anyways, let's move back and move to the firewall logs. I'm just eliminating this client IP and clicking for source tape firewall logs. Here, we just need to find the bytes transferred. And here you can see we have 670 bytes, but according to that, it's not the answer, because according to the question, examine the firewall logs. How many bytes were transferred to the C2 server IP from the compromised web server? So what is the C2 server IP? This is the bytes transferred available, and it is asking us to use the sum command. Let me read the hint again. Use the sum command to get the accumulative result. So we need to examine the firewall logs, and how many we need to find how many bytes were transferred to the C2 server IP from the compromised web server. So source tape equal to firewall logs. So you can see the conclusion here, right? So source tape, this is the source IP. The pivot for to the firewall log. Source tape equal to firewall logs proved the post exploitation activity. The internal compromised server IP source IP established an outbound C2 connection to the attacker IP. So this is the source IP. So I think we just need to click the client IP or like a source IP from here. Here it's our source IP 10.10.115. Yeah, this is the source IP. I'm just looking for any sum command options. Let me search for sum. As you can see, we can also use the sum function to calculate the sum of bytes transferred using the bytes transferred field. So how you can use that? So yeah, this is how you use that sum of bytes transferred by source IP. So we get that. So here it is. So I think I can specify something like this by putting the pipe symbol, and here it is. It is better to copy all of these, I think. But we just need to find the destination IP. We don't have any information related to the destination IP. Maybe this is our destination IP is our attacker IP. So let's change the destination IP to our attacker IP because attacker is going to trying to gather information, right? So here it is. We were able to get some bytes transferred, and here is the answer. And we were able to answer, I think. Yeah, boom, guys, we were completed. If you enjoyed today's room, check out the instrument handling with Splunk room to learn more about analyzing logs with Splunk. So basically, we just completed another day of Advent of Cyber 2025. And I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.